Are you an owner of a business and you're still creating a record of your new leads being received for your business manually? Then this automation is just for you. So hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to add IndiaMart leads inquiries to Google Sheets for handicrafts and decoratives business. So I'm an owner of a handicrafts and decoratives business and I receive a lot of leads and inquiries for my business with the help of IndiaMart. Here what I want is that as soon as I'm going to receive a new lead for my business with the help of IndiaMart, I want to add that lead details in my Google Sheets. Now adding these details manually whenever a new lead is received from my business is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And in this automation what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a connection between IndiaMart and Google Sheets with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to add IndiaMart leads inquiries to Google Sheets for handicrafts and decoratives business. So as an owner of a handicrafts and decoratives business, I often participate in craft fairs and receive valuable inquiries through IndiaMart from my interested buyers. As I rely on Google Sheets to organize and manage my business data, as it allows to track leads, monitor follow-ups and analyze the effectiveness of each event. The problem I face is manually transferring these IndiaMart inquiries and leads into my Google Sheets, which takes a lot of time and effort. So the solution is to automate this entire process. By connecting IndiaMart to Google Sheets, every time a new lead is going to be generated by the potential customers and clients with the help of IndiaMart, automatically the record of the lead details is going to be created in my Google Sheets. This setup not only saves time but also ensures no leads is missed. And I'm going to be creating this amazing automation between IndiaMart and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as Add IndiaMart Leads Inquiries to Google Sheets for Handicrafts, Decoratives and Business. After giving the name to the workflow, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. I'm going to select IndiaMart Automations folder as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Add IndiaMart Leads Inquiries to Google Sheets for Handicrafts and Decoratives Business, and you can see there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as IndiaMart. As with the help of IndiaMart, I am receiving the leads and inquiries for my business. My objective is that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated by the potential customers and clients for my business with the help of IndiaMart, automatically and instantly Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that. That is why for the trigger application, I'm going to select it as IndiaMart, and for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new leads. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to create a connection between IndiaMart and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here, and now I'm going to follow the steps given here below in the help desk step by step to connect my IndiaMart account to Pabbly Connect. Firstly, we need to log into our IndiaMart account. So this is my IndiaMart account, as you can see right over here, and we need to connect this account to Pabbly Connect. For that, from the left side of the panel, go to this Lead Manager option right right over here. After coming to lead manager, over here in the top left corner, you can see it says menu. Go to this button right over here. After going to menu, from the given options, go to import export leads. From the given options, click on push API button right over here. As we're going to do that, you will be landed towards the push API page. It is asking for us to select the source first. So for the source over here, as the given source is not provided, I'm going to click on this other option. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the source name and the URL. So for the source name over here, I'm going to give it as Pabbly Connect. So this is the source name, and for the URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. Then I'm going to click on the Save Details button. It is asking for the reason why I'll be creating this API. For that, I'm going to select the random reason from the drop down and click on this button right over here. As I've done that, you can see that webhook URL has now been successfully added to my IndiaMart account. As the webhook URL is added, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. You can see right over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now in order to check whether IndiaMart is connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a test lead with the help of IndiaMart. And after generating the test lead, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test lead being generated or not. And I'm going to be generating the test lead with my user account. So I'm going to open my user account. So this is my user account right over here, and as I want to generate the test lead, I'm going to search for the demo product that I've created. So I've created a demo product right over here. So this is a dummy product that I've created. I'm going to open this dummy product. So this is a dummy product, and with the help of this dummy product that I've created, I will be generating the test lead. So I'm going to click on this contact supply button. It is asking for the inquiry that I have. So for the inquiry over here, I'm going to write it as. So this is the inquiry that I have, that is planning to buy a few pieces of home decor project. Would love to know about the customizations option. Okay, so this is the message that I have, the inquiry that I'm going to click on the submit button. It is asking for the GST number right over here. So I'm going to enter a dummy GST number and then click on the submit button. It says the details as sent. As the details are forwarded, I am going to open my workflow and check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of this test lead being generated or not. For that, I'm going to open the workflow that I've created. So this is the workflow that I've created, and if I'm going to scroll down, you can see right over here, Pabbly Connect has successfully captured the response of the test lead being generated. Now let us tally the response that we have received. We have received the query ID. You can see right over here with the dummy subject, state as Madhya Pradesh, name of the lead as Angel. For the phone number, I've received the lead's mobile number, email as testuser@pabblytudes.com, country for the country code as India, company as test company, city as Bhopal, address as Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. We have received the query date and time when it was generated, the dummy product name that we have created, and the message that we have forwarded as a query, that is planning to buy a few pieces of home deco project. Would love to know about the customizations option. So this was the query that we have generated. You can see right over here has been captured in the response. As we successfully received the response right over here, this means that IndiaMart has now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now, whenever a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMart by the potential customers, automatically and instantly Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of the new lead being generated in this similar manner. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. As our objective is that whenever a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMart, automatically the record of that new lead should be created in my Google Sheets that I've created. Okay, so now in order to do that, we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Google Sheets. Okay, as I want to create a record in Google Sheets. And for the action event, I'm going to select as add new row, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, click on sign in with Google. A window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for a permission. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As this save process in my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on this allow button. As you can see that we successfully authorized Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for us to select the spreadsheets. For the spreadsheet, I've created a spreadsheet in the name of IndiaMart Lead Details. So the spreadsheet over here, I'm going to select it as IndiaMart Lead Details. Okay. Next, it is asking for us to select a sheet. So I've created a single sheet over here in the name of sheet 1. So for the sheet over here, I'm going to select it as sheet 1. Okay. After that, it is asking for the unique query ID, name, email, phone number, company, address, city, state, country, product name, and the message. So these are the same headers that I've created in this spreadsheet. That is unique query ID, name, email, phone number, company name, address, city, state, country, product name, and the message. Okay, and I want to create the record of the lead details under these headers. So for the data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, you can see this was the previous step, that is India Mart new leads. And as I'm going to click on it, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. Firstly, it is asking for the unique query ID. We have received the unique query ID in our previous response, so I'm going to select the data from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this map data. Similarly, next it is asking for the name, so I'm going to map the data of the name of my lead right over here. So I've received the name of my lead. I'm going to map the data. For the email over here, I'm going to map the data of the email that I've received in my previous response. I'm going to map the data of the email. Okay. After that, it is asking for the phone number. So I'm going to map the data of the mobile number that I've received of my lead in my previous response. I'm going to map the data. Okay. After that, it is asking for the company. So I've received the data of the company of my lead. So I'm going to map the data of the company right over here. After that, it is asking for the address. So for the address over here, I'm going to map the data of the address that I've received. Okay. For the city, I'm going to map the data of the city that I've received. So this is the data of the city. I'm going to map the data. For the state, I'm going to map the data of the state that I've received right over here. I'm going to map the data of the state. For the country, I'm going to map the data of the country. I'm going to map it. For the product name, I'm going to map the data of the name of my product that I've received. So this is the name of the product. I'm going to map the data. Okay. And for the message, I'm going to map the data of the message. So after filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button. After clicking on it, you can see right away we've received a response, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Google Sheets and check whether the record of the new lead being generated has been created in my Google Sheets or not. For that, I'm going to open my Google Sheets. And as you can see right over here in my spreadsheet, I have received the data of the new lead being generated. Okay, let us tally the response. For the query ID, the ID, name as Angel, email as testuser@pablitudes.com with a dummy mobile number, company name as Test Company, address as Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, city as Bhopal, state as Madhya Pradesh. Country is India, that is IN, product name, the dummy product name, and the message that we have generated as an inquiry. As the record has been successfully created in my spreadsheet, this means that we have successfully created an automation between IndiaMart and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum till now what we have done, I am an owner of a handicrafts business and I receive a lot of inquiries and leads for my business with the help of IndiaMart. My objective is that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated with the help of IndiaMart, I want to create a record of the lead details in my spreadsheet that I've created in my Google Sheets. Now creating this record manually is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process between IndiaMart and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.